I got a story for you, man. On the night of June 20th in 2018, there was this 15-year-old from the Bronx in New York. This kid, he decided to leave his apartment, you know, get a snack or whatever. It's like, I don't know, 1, 2 in the morning. These vehicles start chasing him, right? He sees the headlights, he starts to freak out. He was chased by this gang for several blocks, and they had like weapons and shit. They were just taunting him basically, right? They were looking for a kid similar that had curly hair. Yeah, so he had like a jersey and they mistaked him for a rival gang member. And it's like 8 to 12 people in cars chasing this kid. He's 15. His name was Junior and he was training to be a cop. He runs to the closest corner store because usually if you grow up in the neighborhood, you've been there like 100 times, you know everyone. You trust them, you know. He goes to the bodega and he's like, can I hide? Can I hide? Like, people are chasing me. Like, please, they're gonna kill me. He's like, sure. You know, come behind the counter. When he goes behind the counter, all the gangs come in. They'll be like, we'll give you $100 if you tell us where he is. You would think, you know, he would say no. But he ends up saying, yeah, sure, yeah. He's right below me. Like, he's hiding by my feet. Bro, they grab him by the shirt. It's all on CCTV footage. It's literally on YouTube. Start hacking at him with machetes. Like, what? To the neck. Yeah, blows to the neck, to the chest, everywhere. They really think this kid is a rival gang member. He ends up limping to the hospital. Then he starts sprinting. He's losing hella blood on the way. And when he gets there, he gets to like the wrong door. Not the main doors. It's locked. And he just collapses. Dies right there. Moments away from being saved.
Pretty much murdered this kid over $100.
Yeah, it's like $100 or 120. It was like loose change for the gang. You know, 8 or 12 of them. Like, you know, he got so much hate. He shut down his shop, I think, over some hate. It's crazy. $120.
Were they armed when they asked the guy for the $100? Like, did they have their guns out, like saying, like, do you know where this guy is? Because that.
No, it's like crowded. You know those bodegas where it's like they got glass, they're protected.
Oh yeah. Oh my god.
So it was a blind spot. Yeah, there was a blind spot and all the people with weapons were behind the guy asking. And he grew up. Yeah, he grew up like, you know, selling this kid snacks and shit.
So he knew him personally?
Yeah, like I think everyone had a corner store in their hometown where you kind of knew the staff. And imagine the staff you knew when you were a kid just rats you out for $100.
I can't. There's just no loyalty when it comes to money.
Yeah, and it was just, you know, a guy that speaks broken English, owns a bodega in New York.
So there's this girl, Casey Anthony. Her dad was a cop, and she had great parents, and she loved to have sex. She got pregnant, so she had this really cute little 2-year-old girl, 3-year-old girl named Kaylee, but she needed to party. And her parents were even letting her party and taking care of the girl, but she needed more. She started to bring her daughter to this guy's house that was kind of a jerk, kind of a drug dealer. She realized that her life would be better without her daughter. She started looking up what is the nicest way to kill someone, and she found out that she could put Xanax in her food and then put duct tape over Kaylee's nose and mouth to kill her. So the girl was suffocated. Instead of, you know, bringing her to a forest or burying her or doing anything like that, she put her in the back of her car and then put a bunch of trash in there. Yeah. And I mean,
wait, so she covered her with trash? Oh,
she covered her with trash, and she covered
like just like old cans and like Wendy's and like bags and shit.
Yeah, she made sure that she put chicken in there because if anyone, you know, would smell the trunk, they'd think, oh, it's just a bunch of trash.
Oh, so no, like, you know how bad a dead body smells?
Well, that definitely plays into the story. All of a sudden, she starts lying to her mom about where Kaylee is. And she is a compulsive liar. She says that she works at Universal Studios. And so she leaves for like a week or two. So the dead body was in there for a couple days. And then she just threw her daughter in a trash bag with the duct tape.
How old was the daughter?
Mouth, the nose. 3 years old.
Oh my God. So she tapes the daughter's mouth and nose, throws her in a trash bag like it's just the piece of trash. Oh my God. It's fucking
puts her in the
disgusting.
trunk for 2 days, and then just about maybe 8 blocks away from her house, just dumps her in this kind of field 10 feet into the grub. So now she's got to start lying to her mom about where Kaylee is. So she makes up that there's this Spanish nanny that's been taking care of Kaylee. And the mom and dad are used to seeing Kaylee daily. And they actually like Kaylee better than they do Casey, because Casey's a compulsive liar. So Casey lies about the nanny. And then she says that she's on a trip. I think she said Jacksonville. She finally gets back. The mom smells the trunk. And
yeah, it probably smelled horrible. How long was it in there?
2 days.
Oh, yeah. And it's hot in Florida.
It's hot in Florida. Key element. I think it was like July. So fuck. It was really,
it probably smelled
really hot.
Horrible.
It smelled disgusting. And
there's no trash that can replicate that.
So, and her dad's a cop. The mom keeps saying, I need to know where Kaylee is now. So she goes to the guy's house and picks up her daughter and smells the dead body in the back.
She picks her up in the same car?
She took the car, took Casey, and Casey finally says, okay, I admit, Kaylee was kidnapped. The nanny kidnapped her. And so immediately the mom calls 911 and says, the trunk smells like a dead body. And my daughter says that her daughter has been kidnapped. They go home. The dad smells the car, knows that there was a dead body in there. The cops come over. She leads the cop on 2 or 3 days of lies. She goes to the fake woman's house, and there's no one even lives there. They want to know about her work at Universal Studios. She is such a compulsive liar. She takes them there, and she used to work there, so she uses her old badge to go to. It still works. Well, it kind of works. She gets to a fake office and finally looks at the cops and says, I don't work here. And they said,
God. Idiot. You get an extra charge for lying.
Dude, you're not even going to believe this. Finally is arrested for the murder of her daughter. Well, then they go back to her social media. 2 days after her daughter was dead and murdered by her, there's pictures of her in a hot body bikini contest, wet t-shirt contest, dancing and having fun. I'm serious. What is
she doing?
She's insane.
She goes from murdering this poor child to fucking wet hot body.
Yes, and it's been like 3 weeks since, and then she says, Kaylee drowned and I didn't know what to do.
Where did she throw the body?
10 feet off of the road. Eventually, a worker found the body. But she says that the daughter died with drowning. Why did she put the freaking duct tape around this kid? If your daughter dies in a drowning accident, you don't put duct tape around her nose and mouth.
Oh, no, definitely not. Now the evidence points at her directly. Idiot.
And so you think it'd be a slam dunk case, right? It's one of the most high profile cases of the year. She's trying to get the jury to think that her dad actually did it. And so she talks about her dad molesting her as a kid. And she says that it was the dad who let the kid drown. She's changed her story over and over again. She gets off. Not guilty.
What does the dad think?
There's video of him sitting in the back of the courtroom as she's describing how the dad molested her as a kid. How do you get not guilty? 12 people said that she was not guilty. Like, I don't see any reason. She didn't even get accidental drowning.
You would think that'd be just such an easy case. It's obvious she did it. It's like the OJ case.
But there was no reason for them to doubt the cops in this situation. Her dad knew that it was a dead body in that trunk. Everyone knew that there was a dead body in the trunk. Her story was her daughter drowned, so she puts tape around the nose and mouth, puts her in a garbage can, and then drops her 10 feet away from the street. It's horrible. She's a horrible person. And then
what was the motive?
To party because she didn't want to be a mother. She wanted to party.
You have that decision from the start in most states.
Nowadays, she's a photographer, and she actually has her own camera shop. If you want to go in and harass her, getting recommended. But
what state is this?
So this is Orlando, Florida. Casey Anthony. It just seems like pretty white girls get off sometimes.
There was this guy, his name was Ari Safar. I think he's a comedian or something. He had a Salvia trip that lasted, it felt like 30 years, but it was like something like 2 or 3 minutes. It might be even shorter, like 30 seconds. Salvia is like what incense used to be. People used to get like secondhand high, so they changed up the ingredients. But it's still legal in most smoke shops, and it's one of the craziest psychedelics known to man for like 2 or 3 minutes. So he lived an alternate life. It felt like 30 years. He had a kid, he had like a family, a wife, a nice house, and he cried when he got out of the trip because he's like, I loved my previous life. And you can never go back to the fake life in the trip because it's not even real.
What was his name?
Ari Safar.
He is a comedian. I've heard of him.
Could you imagine you and some friends, you're like, yeah, fuck it, it's legal, we got it from the smoke shop. You smoke it, you think you're there for 30 years. And your friends are watching like, the fuck? He's literally tweaking out. Bro, you get out and you're like, guys, I swear to God, I was there for 30 years. I had a wife named Julina, I had a fucking dog. And they're like, nah, you're tripping, like, the fuck? It'd be like if you got a vape at the store and then your friends saying all this. I'm sure his friends tried it, and they're like, what the fuck is he talking about? When something's legal, you don't think it's gonna throw you into the fucking fourth dimension.
Exactly.
It started trending, and like teens were trying it and all this stuff.
Oh yeah, no, it was a craze.
Do you remember that drug Flacka? I know Kodak Black, he made a song about people doing Flacka. All this crazy shit happens in Florida. These people turn into literal zombies. Basically, normal people can take it. They turn into cannibals. They start like scratching up trees and shit, doing all this crazy shit.
It's not still legal. It's illegal now, right?
No. This is Flacka.
I got to talk on the phone with Wacka Flacka, Flames, or whatever. I tell Wacka Flacka I had the idea of masturbating. And so I have these Playboys and Hustlers laid out, and I'm banging my block to the music. So boom, 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 boom. Did the entire song while masturbating, and you don't even want to know how hard it is to have breath control when you're doing that.
What the fuck? What the fuck did I just listen to?
I'm attracted to you.
This happened in Seattle, actually.
Hot.
So this happened in Seattle at the airport. This guy, he had worked there for a couple of years, and he got really depressed, like suicidal. He learned over time how a plane works, how to fly it. Like the people who hold up the lights.
The flag people?
Yeah, they hold up the lights, they direct the plane where to go.
Yeah, my dad wanted to be one, but he decided he wanted to be successful instead.
He's like, fuck this, I'm gonna hijack a plane. How hard could it be, right? He's with planes all fucking day. So they leave the keys in like an office. He's like, yeah, I'm gonna take that. He takes this plane. Straight up, like he waits for this plane to take off. Boom, takes off. Starts doing barrel rolls, calling the captain, like mocking him, laughing. He learned the ropes over time. He worked it for like a cool, 3 years. He takes the plane.
Are you talking about a commercial jet?
Yeah, like that holds like
What
300,
the
400
fuck?
people. Yeah, this guy.
Wait.
No one on the plane, just a Delta, like huge ass jumbo, whatever. the fuck.
Can we give him some credit for at least not taking other lives with him?
He takes this, he's doing barrel rolls. He's going up and down as if it's a fucking game. He goes to this island nearby the airport. Like a lot of rich people live there. I don't know if he was targeting anyone, but he ends up crashing into like some trees and shit.
That's a way to go, though. You know?
I was actually in Seattle once. I was downtown. I was at the YMCA and the lifeguard, he's talking like, oh yeah, I owned a jet and shit, all this shit. Or like a plane or a helicopter. I don't know. He was saying he was hella rich and he's like, yeah, they crashed by my house. I don't know how reliable this dork was, but who knows?
Sorry, I'm 40. I get a little grumpy.
Fuck is this?
Freaking black girls don't.
I want you dead. You're not gonna believe this shit. This happened in 2009 or 2008, something like that.
One of my girlfriends born then.
You're not gonna believe this shit, bro. This kid, Brandon Swanson, he's kind of like a nerd or whatever, but he goes to this party. People say like he had like one drink, so he wasn't drunk. And he decides to go home. He starts driving or whatever, and he somehow lands in the ditch. And he's like, oh shit, like where the fuck am I? It's pitch black in the middle of fucking nowhere. So he calls his dad. He's like, Dad, where the fuck are you? He waits there for like 20 minutes, right? His car's broken down. I don't know, he just starts walking. Bro, he starts walking. He's talking on the phone for like 20 minutes, so he probably got pretty far, you know. He starts walking, and he sees like some light. And he's in the middle of fucking nowhere, so he's like, Dad, where the fuck are you going? I'm right here. To his surprise, this car like turns around and starts coming back. Bro, he yells, oh shit! The phone hangs up, and he's never been found ever since.
What?
I don't know, bro. His car was still there. His phone was on the floor. They've been searching for him for fucking years, ever since like 2008 or 9.
I think he was murdered and buried in the backyard of an elderly gentleman that was like 85, that just wanted the thrill of knowing what it felt to kill another human being.
No, but 28 minutes later, they had dogs on the scene.
Seriously? How far could he have got?
Bro, this was like 12 miles from the police station. The dogs followed the trail because he just went straight. There was a river like 2 miles away. It's really low. It's barely a river, whatever. They searched this whole like place. It's just flat grounds. There's no mountains. There's no hills really. Because the dad instantly, when he says, oh shit, hangs up, he's like, something's wrong. They call the police. They get dogs on the scene, helicopters, everything. Never been found since. Not a trace of them. Dogs can't even pick up a smell, nothing. No road tracks from another car that picked him up, nothing.
I mean, what do you think happened to him?
I think he fell through a well. Those farms and shit, they always have like wells. One could have been open for like animals and he could have just fell through. I really don't know. Or
what would you do?
Cartel.
Oh.
Like on a dirt bike or some bullshit. I don't know.
If you were stuck in a well with a friend, would you eat him?
So I went like a couple days without eating. I went on a fast. Bro, you start to turn crazy.
Oh God, yeah.
You need food. I would probably eat that person.
I seek validation through threatening measures, and why are you laughing? What is wrong with you? It's a serious story. If you don't hear from me for 2 or 3 days, I think my dad has been trying to get the rights to put me either in like rehab or like a mental institution or something. And so he's been trying to get my signature, and yeah, right? And so he has all these ways that he's been trying to do it. And I told him no. Well, yesterday I'm getting a new therapist. So I had to sign like 8 different pieces of paper. And after I signed them, I'm like, you didn't throw in a piece of paper that. No. What if he did? What if he did? So I made sure that my signature was just scribbled nonsense. You know, I've always wanted to see your signature, and I never wanted to tell you because I thought that you would think that, like, I'm weird.
This happened on the night of January 24th, 2019. This guy, Grant Amato, he would go to, like, random hotel parking lots, Taco Bell parking lots and shit. No, he'd go there to jerk off.
You ever jerked off while you drove?
No. Well, you'd go there to jerk off, right? Which is, like, the fuck? Like, imagine you're eating a burrito, you're like, damn, this shit is hitting right now. Like the homie next to you's jerking off. Dude, I actually have a story like that. I'm not gonna lie. Dead honest. It was probably 5th grade. This guy, bro, he was straight up jerking off like a few seats next to me. And I told the girl next to me. Yeah, I told the girl next to me, I'm like, look under the table. This dude was jerking off. And the teacher in front of everyone was like, what are you doing under the desk? And shit made him stand up right away. You could see he had like a print on his fucking pants.
My fucking friend, he's uncircumcised.
I gotta get back to the story.
Oh, my bad.
So this guy, he would go to random hotel parking lots, Taco Bell, hotel, whatever, and he would just jerk off. He had this webcam. I don't know if they were like girlfriend, boyfriend, but you know, like those e-girls, hot Russian moms near you.
God, yeah.
Well,
sorry. I might have been a little
well, he had this girlfriend, whatever. He would send her like cool bits of money. Over the course of 2-3 weeks, how much do you think he sent her?
You like $100?
$250,000.
Wait a second. Now the story just got good.
He sends this girl, and it's not his money. He is literally killing people and using their money. His dad, he's like, you can use my card, you know, like buy some food or whatever. He's just trying to be a nice dad. They're kind of well off. He's a doctor. And he was just supposed to get a pizza. He sends it to the girl. I think she just talks dirty to him and, you know, does like shit online. So,
I do FaceTime sex. It's like phone sex, but you are on video.
Okay. This guy, his dad's like, you need to get a job if you want to keep using my card. And he gets fired from all of his jobs because he's like hella pervy. He'll go around washing tables and be like, oh yeah. You know, like he's just a fucking perv, so they fire him. Well, he went to a porn addiction rehab center and he relapsed because he just started like jerking off and shit.
Can't you control yourself for 5 fucking minutes? Like, I'm controlling myself right now. Do you know how badly I want to whack my shack?
Basically, he comes back and he has a list for him of things he cannot do. And on there, it literally says, like, no jerking off, no throwing trash on the floor, basic hygiene, like brush your teeth and shit. Bro, he looks at the list and he's like, he scoffs. He's like, fucking loser. He's making a sandwich. He's spreading peanut butter and shit. He's like, Dad, do we got any jelly? And his dad's hard of hearing. He's like, Dad, do we got any jelly? His dad's like, I can't hear you. Their house was hella big. He grabs a gun under the cabinet, starts walking to his dad, and he's like, do we have any jelly? And his dad's like, one sec, I'm set at a tech. Bro, he shoots him in the back of the head because he's like, bro, I just want some fucking jelly.
He shot his dad over some fucking jelly?
He wanted his dad's card to send this Bulgarian girl money. So, like, his hangry ass shot, dude. And then his mom comes down running like, what the fuck was that noise? What was that? He's like, Mom, I killed him. She's like, no. You have to go to the police station. This was your father. Like, you have to turn yourself in. Basically, he's like, yeah, no, I'm not doing any of that. Help me clean this shit up. And she's like, no, I'm not doing that. Shoots her in the head.
What?
The brother comes home. I think he owned like a business, whatever. He comes home from work. He sees hella dead bodies on the floor. He's like, what the fuck did you do? He's like, help me clean it, bro. There's like 2 bullets left in this fucking gun. And then he's like, no, I'm not gonna help you clean this. Turn yourself in. Shoots him. Bro, crazy.
He didn't have a reason to kill anyone.
It was not the jelly. His dad was like, what the fuck is this? Spent fucking like 2,000 on X videos, 40,000 on porno. He's like, Dad, just like tell me what the fucking jelly is. Like, who gives a shit? It's porn. And his dad's like, nah, like you're a horny ass freak. Okay?
Well, he is.
Right, like he has a literal porn addiction. He went to rehab. You know, like he's saying it hella loud in front of like his mom and shit. He's like, bro, you're embarrassing me. Tell me where the fucking jelly is. And that's why he kind of came over there and just capped him in the head. After he shoots his family, he kills all 3 of them. He just steals his brother's car. He just pulled up. The car's like already warmed up, ready to go. Bro, he just pulls up to the nearest hotel, calls the girl from Bulgaria, and starts beating his shit. Like, he just starts jerking off in the park.
Come on.
He sends them money.
How can you have any sexual, like, readiness after murdering your family? Like, it's just sick.
The fucking people staying in the hotel are like, he doesn't have any tint. So they're like, yo, this dude's jerking off in the parking lot. They pick him up, arrest him for indecency. And then they're like, what the fuck is on your hands? And he's like, oh yeah. You're never gonna believe what he says. He's like, oh yeah, it's blood. I just killed my parents.
No, just all
trying
like,
to-
oh,
He's trying to be cool with them. He's like, yeah, I just killed my parents. And they're like, you just killed your parents? Is that what you said? He's like, yeah.